Hey everyone, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and we are going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I greatly apologize for the somewhat lengthy delay. We had some technical issues with getting links and getting people in, but we have our players. We're doing a fan game. We're doing the rescue from the Goblin Warren, and we have some 10th level adventurers here from the Company of the Nag, ready to set forth and go help some fellow adventurers, some fellow nagsmen. So let's start with you, Rick. Introduce yourself and who you're playing.
My name is Rick. I'm playing Atho, a half-elf bard and half-brother to Bard of the Wholesome Ardane.
Very cool. So you're in Nate's game that he runs regularly?
Yeah, I played Bard in that.
Awesome. All right. How about you, James?
So I am playing Vorg Turin, a forest gnome arcane archer.
All right. And Mike.
Michael, Freganator, whatever you want to call me. I'm playing a Swerfniblin named Belwar Rockhewer.
And lastly, but not least, Jason.
I am Raknir Stone Shadow, the Stone Shadow clan, dwarven fighter.
All right. So our fan games we have as Nagsmen, Company of the Nag, call it what you will. You have been hired, much lower member, not as high up as you guys were sent by the Company of the Nag to go clean out just a common goblin warren. Not only to do their mission, but to come back at all. So they sent another party, somewhat more experienced, and they didn't come back either. So finally they turned to some of their veterans, you guys who have completed several missions, if not many, for the Company of the Nag. Head off through the forest to cave and get rid of these pesky goblins. And while you're down there, find out what has happened to your fellow nagsmen, your fellow adventurers. So you have braved the ventures of the forest, swatting enemies aside with practiced ease, and you set into a vast cavern. As you step down the stone, not steps, but leading down into the caverns, do you guys set forth any kind of light? I know we've got dark vision amongst most of you, if not all of you.
Yeah, definitely not.
I prefer the shadows.
Excellent. So Rack, you notice that this is unworked stone. It's not in any way, shape, or form something that dwarves have had any kind of hand in. It's rough carved, just as a mere passageway. This isn't anything really to get your hackles up just yet. As you get a little ways in, you start to hear voices, high-pitched, scurrying noises, but not scurrying noises of tiny creatures, but scurrying noise of halfling-sized creatures. What do you guys do?
I would like to be hanging from the ceiling with my giant lizard, if that's possible.
That is indeed possible.
Can we tell a distance away?
In the shadows ahead, past your perception range. None of you have sparked a light, so the dark vision only goes out to 60 feet. Actually, I think Mike, yours might go a little bit further. Is that correct?
150.
150. Holy moly! All right,
Stalker, man.
All right, so Belwar, you actually do notice a few forms about the same size as yourself, kind of hopping up and down and making their high pitched squeals. Do any of you speak Goblin?
Negative.
All right.
I speak dead goblin.
So then you do not know what they're actually saying, but they're definitely speaking a tongue that you are not proficient with. What do you guys do?
I'll step out in front and pull my sunblade axe out, which will shed dim light. And I'll start slowly advancing.
I will stay out of his dim light like it's the plague. Because if I'm in dark, people with dark vision can't see me.
Well, he's creating dim light, so dark vision is actually extended by the dim light.
Don't care. Still staying away from it. Because it specifically says, if I'm in darkness, people that rely on dark vision, I'm invisible too.
Ah, okay. Well, that is different. So, as you approach, you do see half a dozen goblins, common, rags. There's nothing in any way, shape, or form special about these guys. And as this light springs up amongst the party, the goblins start howling. And they actually change from goblin to common in what they're speaking. And they start jumping up and down. Food for the mistress! Food for the mistress!
I don't speak common either.
Undercommon then.
I'm just kidding.
I'm illiterate and mute.
You're illiterate and mute.
Yeah, deaf, dumb, and stupid.
I'll call back. Hey, who do you think you're calling food?
You!
I'd like to see you try. And at that point, I'll advance forward closer to them.
I'll stay within.
All right, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to stick behind Mr. Sunblade. Just bow drawn, ready to shoot.
Okay.
I will ready my bow from the ceiling.
What about you, Rick?
I stay within 5 feet of the fighter as well.
Okay. All right, so as you guys lay into these creatures, it does not take any challenge. It is barely work. You mow through them, and the few that wind up coming out around the corner, and before you know it, there's almost a dozen bodies lying at your feet. The hard stone floor. You progress into an area where the stonework it keeps changing. Like it's not just a smooth tunnel. It sometimes it's like 30, 40, 50 feet across, and then it narrows down to like 10, maybe 15 feet. Of a lot of shadows, a lot of areas where things can hide in this tunnel structure. As you progress forward, it again narrows, and then it forks. But it's more like a hard T than a soft fork. Off to the right, you see what looks like it was probably a tunnel at one point in time that has had a cave in. Rack looks and inspects the stone and can see that there's a solid amount of stone there. There's clearly no need of going in that direction. That's a tunnel collapse.
Hey, fellas, we ain't getting through that one.
As you continue off to the left, the terrain all of a sudden changes. You still have the nice hard stone and the rocky outcroppings that make nice shadows, but what you begin to see is large, copious amounts of spider webs that are white with some kind of yellowish fluid on it. In the 60-foot section that is ahead of you guys, it is completely covered.
I guess I'll call for the Gloomstalker to say, "Hey, Ranger, do you know anything about these webs?"
I know that I'm not a fan of spiders.
Would I know anything from lore about these kind of spiders, or how they act?
If you would like to make a nature check.
$28.
28. You have only heard of legends. Spiders have crossbred with other creatures,
Like drought.
and this could very possibly be one of those, because the spider webs that you see, like that liquid that's on them, it seems more inherent to it, as opposed to, oh, here's a spider web and I went and poured something on it. But with that check, I'll also let you know that you're able to determine that this quote unquote liquid is acid.
All right. Well, I'll let the convey that to the group so they don't get burned.
So as I said, the
radiate an odor.
only slightly. It's not so vile that it's burning your nose hairs just by being within 30 feet of it, but it definitely is something you don't want on your skin.
Should we attempt to burn the web?
You read my mind.
Fire fixes everything.
I'll light a torch and throw it into the webbing and see what happens.
Well, normally fire is a very fast destructor of spider webs. These burn a little bit more slowly, or a lot more slowly than you would have expected, as the acid sizzles and burns before the webbing actually begins to catch. So if you've ever seen one of those like slow burn fireworks that just slowly burns across the paper, it's kind of like one of those.
Is it making it clear the pass?
It is clearing, and it's actually taking webbing that goes beyond into the distance that you had not seen. You had seen that straight forward there was about 60 feet of webbing, but the tunnel had kind of up ahead arched around to the right. You see the fire kind of coalescing off in that direction.
This is the part where we find out these spiders are healed by fire.
Are any of the main lines of the spider web moving, like in reaction? You know how spiders sit on the web and wait for stuff to go into it and feel it? Are any of them reacting to the fire, or just
you're not seeing anything that's reacting to the web directly, but Mike, you actually see a handful of creatures that, again, are close in size to yourself, but do not appear. They don't appear a normal shape. There seems to be some extra extremities, if you will, and they are coming from that alcove off to the right. Do you wish to warn your companions? Mike, you're muted.
You were breaking up through most of that. All I heard was, "Do you want to warn your companions?"
Oh, there's at least half a dozen small creatures that what you fought previously, but they have extra extremities.
Oh, goody.
And they're closing in.
I don't want to reveal my position by saying anything, so I will shoot an arrow near their feet and then just point from where I hear it coming from or see it or whatever.
Well, they like you are clinging to the walls, more than using the floor.
So you're not safe.
So if I do that, they'll know I'm here. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm telling you is, like, you can shoot at them. It may or may not reveal your presence. Your power is that for creatures that rely on dark vision, you're invincible.
Right.
So
was he shooting at the party to like warn us?
I was gonna
get our attention, not the creatures.
Oh, you want to shoot
it?
Okay. All right. I'm my misunderstanding. I thought you were going to shoot at one of the creatures.
Oh no, I don't want them to know I'm here until they're farther away from me.
Until they're farther away? They're coming closer to the party.
We kind of set things on fire, so they know something's up. Or I did. I like fire.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to roll initiative?
As soon as I saw spider webs, I hid.
Oh yeah.
So for those who haven't already, if you could just throw your initiative in the chat. Rick is a 14. All right, so Mike, what you doing?
How close are all these creatures together?
There's a cluster of them, but the tunnel is fairly wide. So it's like a total of like 30 feet across. So there's like three on the one wall, three on another wall, three on the ceiling, and a handful on the ground.
Okay, I will shoot at the 3 on the ceiling. Use Hail of Thorns so that it'll hit the one in the center, and hopefully the 2 next to him will have to make dex saves too. That's feasible. Do they know I'm here?
Yeah. They do not.
Okay. That is a 26 to hit.
Soundly does.
Alright. That is really good. I can't math. And the 22 on the one that I hit with the arrow, and then the make dex saves.
Okay, so the
DC
other 2 make. All right. So what happens with the save? What if they pass? What if they fail?
They just take half damage as the arrow sprouts thorns and pokes them. So if they fail, they take 9 damage. If they pass, they take 4.
Okay, so the first, and is that what it is?
You broke up again. Just getting the screen keeps freezing for me.
So you did 9 damage to the guy you hit, and the other 2 make a save for half.
Correct.
All right, so they do kind of dodge out of the way and get hit with less arrows than the first guy. James, you're up, sir.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're close enough with my dark vision I can make them out now?
Yes, sir. They're 30 feet away and closing.
Okay, I'll see the one at the top scurry. I'll take a shot at the one in the front twice. So that's a 23 and a 20 to hit.
They both do. Then
Okay.
you're going after the lead one that Mike shot?
Yeah, the one I saw move around. And so total damage is 21 points of piercing.
Nice.
All right. You are amazed that this goblin has taken 3 arrows and is still standing.
It's those damn extra limbs.
All right.
And I'll just make sure I move a little bit out of the way so the rest of the party has good vision too.
All right. So the goblins wind up closing in. Mike, did you back up at all?
Yeah, I put in the chat I was climbing up the wall and trying to hide with a 15 for stealth.
Okay. All right. So Rick and Jason, you guys are kind of middle of the path, and James, you backed up, firing as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be up as front as I can be.
Yeah, I'll be right next to him, just slightly behind. Also, it's worth mentioning that my rare item is the Cloak of Displacement, so all attacks against me have disadvantage.
Okay.
And if they're within 5 feet of me, I have the protection fighting style, so I can impose disadvantage as my reaction.
I have the same.
Nice.
So is that disadvantage on all attacks, or is that disadvantage to?
On one attack as a reaction.
Okay.
Well,
right.
He doesn't have to use it. I have all attacks until I get hit, and then until the beginning of next turn, I'll get agree to it.
If they attack someone besides me with the fighting style.
Well, with 12 of these goblins, they wind up surrounding the 2 of you. So there's going to be a handful of attacks that come in. So we'll do the bunch on you first, Rick, with all with disadvantage. So let's see here.
Just so you know, that one dude in the chat wants us to kill Jason because he thinks it'd be funny. All right, so six come in to attack. And you are struck twice. Do you wish to give disadvantage to one of the attacks that goes into?
Well, I can only do it on attacking someone else, which if he already has disadvantage from the Cloak of Displacement.
No. I'm saying, does Rick want to use his reaction to give disadvantage to one? Okay.
Yeah, I'll give disadvantage. If one looks like it's more critical, like towards the face or throat, I'll block it.
So you are each struck twice as they kind of have a frenzy of attacks that swing in. So that is 11 to you, Rick, and 13 to you, Jason. And then, Rick, you're up.
I'm surrounded by the little humanoids then?
Yes. Now that they're actually like right on top of you,
so they're
you
all
actually
like
see.
20 cube.
What was that?
Like if I centered it on me, a 20-foot cube, they'd all be in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that they're right on top of you, it's the easiest thing that you would say is these things are a half-breed goblin spider. So from their midsections, they have spidery legs that come out. Those are hairy and carapaced. They've got these large spider-like eyes that go across their big goblin-like skull. On their bodies, they have that a hard carapace that first glance you thought it was armor, but then you see that it's actually chitin. And their hands end in these vicious claws that they were slashing at you with.
What is it with the people of Anya and their freaking spiders? Crossbreed them with everything. They've got arachnomancers. Ugh.
Hey, some people like spiders.
Well, like I said, I'll go ahead and cast Fairy Fire on them all.
Okay. So advantage to hit.
I think you make dex saves.
That's up to you. They get dex saves on that one?
Yeah.
Not automatic.
I have it right.
What is your DC?
My spell save is 13.
13.
It's all your fault.
All right, so half of them passed. And for expedience sake, we'll say that the 3 of the damaged ones are all ones that failed.
All right. The ones who failed all glow a green light, and we have advantage on them. And I'll go ahead and give the gentleman next to me a bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
What is that dice? D8 for the
Yes.
level?
Are you lore or valor?
I'm Lord. It should be a D8, I believe.
All right. What are you doing there, Jason?
Bonus action, I will light my sun axe, and I will make a first attack against one of the glowing with advantage.
Okay. There's one that's very close to death with a couple arrows sticking out of his shoulder.
Okay.
You want to go for him first?
Sure. If they're not on the ceiling, I was thought someone might be on the ceiling.
No, they came down and swarmed you too.
All right. Yeah. With advantage will be a 20 to hit.
That hits. Their carapace might be strong, but it's not that strong.
For 7 damage. Radiant.
All right. Do you want to describe what happens?
I will just cleave him too with my axe.
All right.
Lightsaber style, no blood, just seared shut.
Nice.
Then I'll turn to the next shining Spoblin, I believe that we're calling them in chat.
Spoblin. Wow. I'll have to write that down.
And that will be 21 with advantage.
That easily hits.
Ooh, max damage. 13.
All right. He's not looking fabulous, but he ain't ready to fall over.
That would be all I can do.
All right. Top of the order. Belwar.
All right. I will attack one of the glowing ones. 22.
That,
what was that? Still there? All right. I got a 22 and a 24 to hit. Was I
they both
hidden?
hit. Are you?
Was I hidden with a 15?
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Yes, you were hidden.
Okay, so first one's 10 damage, and then second one on the same target, it also 10 damage without sneak. That was a crappy sneak attack. So 20 total for 2 attacks.
Is what it is. And do you stay where you are, or do you keep backing up?
No, I'm gonna move into more darkness and attempt to hide again.
All right, just put your your hide check in the chat.
I can't roll for hide.
And that takes us to James.
So I'm just going to take another 2 shots at the closest glowing one.
All right, well, there's two that are injured.
Okay, I'll send 1 shot at each.
Okay.
So shot 1 does not hit.
Are you rolling with advantage?
Oh, good call.
Because they are glowy.
Okay, that makes that a 29 then.
29
and 12
hits
damage.
without a problem. 12 damage. Do you want to describe what your arrow does?
I kind of look at him, see his nose is running a little bit, so I decided I want to plug his nose with an arrow. Go straight through his skull.
You should tie a t-shirt to it first.
Tie a t-shirt to it.
Let me borrow yours. And second
so what
attack
happens
on the other one.
What did you hit? How much damage?
That is a 25 to hit and 11 damage.
And as they're now being called, 2 of them have fallen. They still have the 2 fighters surrounded. Now your cloak of displacement, once you've been hit, does that stop functioning?
It resets at the beginning of my turn, so it's back up. Everyone has disadvantage again.
Okay. All right, so 5 attacks come in at you, Rick, and they all seem to go after your shadow, not after you.
Nice.
Rolling, I'm assuming you're going to use your reaction on one of the attacks on Rack.
Yeah, like I said, if any of them look like they're going towards face or something, I'm going to try to block them.
Okay. So only 2 attacks managed to land. For a whopping total of 10.
That tickles.
But these creatures still manage to persist. Rick, you're up.
I'll turn to the closest group where I have the most in front of me and within 5 feet, and use Word of Radiance.
Okay. And what does that do?
Sorry, I have to look it up in the Zap cards. I don't have it. That one. My bad.
You mean you don't have all the new spells memorized? Come on.
I don't, surprisingly.
Spell cards aren't out yet.
Here it is. Each creature has to make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 or 2d6 radiant damage.
What's the area that covers?
5 feet within 5 feet of me.
All right, so that's going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And DC still 13?
Yes, sir. Oh, wait, no, it's 11, because that's a cleric spell. My bad.
All right, so it's 5. All right, 2 pass. What is your damage, sir?
They took 7 points of damage. Radiant damage.
Well, they do not seem to have any vulnerability or resistance to, but you did see 2 of them that seemed to take a little bit less. But they just might be harder than the others. Are you inspiring anybody else?
No, I'm good for right now.
All right, Rack, you're up. Is he frozen? Can he hear me?
Not a clue.
All right. Well, while we're waiting on Jason, why don't you take your turn, Mike? We'll see. Hopefully, he can get into the order whenever we.
Oh. Join back in.
Can you hear me? See me?
We
Yes.
can see both of you.
Both of
Can
you?
you?
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
See you in one screen and hear you in the other.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
God,
So
crashed.
you are up, and your companion standing next to you did a word of radiance and caused some damage to 7 of the 10 creatures surrounding you guys.
All right. Any shiny ones still left up?
There were 5, and 3 are down, so 2 of them, yes.
I'll attack a shiny one for advantage. It just crashed. Oh, that would be a 14 with advantage.
14 to hit. That is
Yes,
going
sir.
to miss.
All right, second attack. 19 to hit.
19 hits. He nimbly dodges out of the way of your first attack, but it was all a ploy so that he would be perfectly positioned to be in the spot for your return strike.
And that will be 12 damage.
All right. Still sturdy. I don't know what kind of spider venom got into these goblins, but they are far too strong for
I can't stand the
for
bloody
your
dance.
liking. All right, so Belwar, you're up. Mike, can you hear me?
You just keep breaking up. I did. Sorry. I am shooting 2 more arrows. Does the 13? Do I feel like that's sneaking in? Oh, I have advantage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm hiding. So 19 and 27 to hit.
They both hit.
17 and then 12 damage. So 29.
Are you attacking the same one, or do you want to see what happens?
I assume I just double tap one.
Okay.
Unless it kills him.
The first strike does kill one.
Second one.
And it was 9 on the second one?
12.
12? Okay. All right, so 4 are down.
And then moving again. I'm probably not hitting. That's an 8.
Well, if you go back further, you're not going to be able to shoot them because you'll have to go around the corner or into the rubble.
Okay. Although, if I hide in the rubble, technically I have advantage on stealth because it's rocky terrain.
That would be true, but if you go into the rubble, then you're not going to be able to shoot because you'll be surrounded by rock.
Well, not with that attitude. I've got sharpshooter, man.
What happened to say
All
yes?
right, Vorg, you're up.
Yeah, I like shiny things, and I'm going to shoot your shiny thing, the last one. So 2 hits,
Okay.
the first one. The 31 to hit, I'm assuming it does.
31
For 10
hits.
damage.
All right.
And second attack. 19 to hit.
19 does.
7 damage.
All right. All right. And then two attacks on Atho. They miss, but two of the goblins wound up like getting into some kind of fervor, and after they landed their first strike on Rack, they swung again and connected. So you were hit 4 times.
Can I impose disadvantage on any of those?
I had put one on. I was assuming that's going to be your standard to not have to keep asking. So you did block another attack that would have hit. So you take a total of 20 because I'm rolling, 1s and 2s here. So how is Rack looking?
Taking 23 damage so far.
You just took 20 now.
Okay, I just took 20. All right, sorry. I was talking to my friend. Okay. Sorry. So up to 43. I'm still...
Okay, so you still have a 79 hit points.
Yes, sir. Still over half.
Right. Atho, you're up.
All right, I'll go ahead and use Word of Radiance again.
Okay.
On the ones within 5 feet.
Okay, they're all but 2 of them.
They make a Constitution saving throw.
That's 11.
Yeah.
All right, 2 passes.
The ones that fell take 6 points of damage. Radiant damage.
All right, Jason.
I don't believe there's any shiny ones left up, is there?
No, sir. They have been kaputski'd.
Already, the closest one to me. Make an attack roll.
All right. There's one that is fairly beat up, looking close to death's door. Do you want to start off there?
Yes, sir. I rolled a 14 to hit.
14 is going to miss. The kind of glances off their carapace without actually getting any kind of purchase.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said you hit AC 14, that misses.
Yeah.
So it glances off their carapace.
And then second attack, 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
Already.
So you find a sweet spot.
11 damage.
11 damage. Cleaves another one.
So I just want to go between each arm and just slice it off. Make them into a worm instead of a spider.
All right. We are up to Belwar.
All right, so I'm assuming an 8 does not mean I'm hidden.
8 does miss.
Ah, that sucks. Okay, so 18 and a 15 to hit without advantage.
18 and 15 both hit.
Oh, okay. So 8 and 7, so 15 total.
All right, he is still kicking. He's taken, 2 arrows from you and a couple bursts of magic, and he still fights on.
Okay. And then I'm going to just duck and try to hide again. Actually roll decent this time.
Nice. That is now up to Vorg.
So of the ones that are left, are there some that are noticeably bigger?
No, they all appear about the same size. Some are just more damaged than others. There's actually 2 that have been untouched so far.
I'll go after one of the untouched ones and just send 2 shots his way.
Okay.
So that's 2 18s to hit.
They both do.
Yeah, it's a total of 18 piercing damage.
Okay. He was not too happy about that. How far back down the path are you?
I'm probably like 15 feet behind the little group of the fighter and the bard.
Okay.
Just enough that I don't have disadvantage on my ranged attack.
All right. So the one that you just hit and his companion, they dance out of the other 2 are in, Atho and Rack, and you try to get a swing on them, but they maneuver around your blades, and they come in to attack you, Vorg. Ooh. Oh, dear Lord. These dice are not liking you. All right, so the one, he gets a strike off, and, he seems content with that one. But the one that you actually hit, he just goes mad. And, even though he's got spidery eyes, they alight with such a murderous frenzy that he lays into you 4 times, 2 into very soft, tender spots, and you are in not a happy place at the moment.
That one dude could get his wish.
It's a lot of dice.
So you take a total of 48 damage.
Ouch.
They were not happy with you, or at least that one really wasn't.
Just have to kill him faster then.
But that was those two. So there's 1, 2, 3. All right, so the two that have been swinging at Mr. Cloak Boy, not really getting much purchase. They're going to shift over and surround the dwarf. Goblins and dwarves don't really like each other. All right, so this seems to be their round, and they go into another frenzy, and you are struck 9 times.
Holy cow.
Rack, and one of those, kind of found a chink in your armor. I think you might actually get better off than than your archer friend.
It's that dwarven constitution.
All right, well, maybe not. You take 55.
Oh.
And then you are up, Atho.
Sorry, I'm going to have to do a little math here. I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing at rank 4 on anyone in the group. They're all within sight.
Okay.
4d8 plus my modifier, and then +4 for being a cleric of life, and no, +10 because of 10 levels. So, one sec, let me do math.
I'm pretty sure I'm not
All right,
within range of that.
Yeah, I think you're out, but you're also not hurt, so
Correct.
not really that big a deal. So while he's figuring out the math, Rack, what are you doing?
Bonus action, second wind.
Okay.
Before you do that, the math is we all get hit 39 points of healing.
39.
It's good math when it's going
Thank you for
positive
that.
instead of negative.
I'll also remind Rack that he has Bardic Inspiration next time he misses.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling pretty bad. Pretty bad. But second wind. I heal for 15 hit points.
Nice. Completely undid my my damage.
Sorry, not sorry. So which one hit me the hardest? I got a little grudge going.
Well, to make it easy, we can say that it was the one right in front of you.
All right, I'm just going to look at him just as menacingly as I can and say, "You little shite."
Natural one.
No, 9 plus, so 18.
18 hits.
For 11. Second attack.
11 cleaves him.
Oh, I'm going to take his head and not neck-wise, but vertically, right down the middle.
Oh, nice.
So that's what
Not
you get
gonna,
for messing with the stone
shear it on a
shadow.
diagonal.
Yeah.
Not gonna shear it diagonally. I think that's
No,
not
right down the middle, like it's banana peel. Not all the way through, just halfway. I turned to his friend.
So just through his brain scale.
Yeah. That would be a 14. And
do you want to use your bardic inspiration?
yeah, he's got more to give. I got a feeling. Plus 4, so 18.
All right, that hits.
For another 11.
All right, so you move on to the next target and get some wounds a showing. Belwar, you're up.
All right, so seeing how much damage they just put out in that turn, I'm going to try and end this quickly and cast Hunter's Mark, since I'm a ranger and I forgot I could do that. So 26 to hit on the first one.
That number will pretty much hit most things in this edition.
Okay. And with sneak attack, since I'm assuming an 18 heights me, that's 15 damage.
Yep.
And then either the same one or a different one, I don't even care. Natural 20.
Nice.
Or 14 damage.
All right, so what was the first damage?
It would be 29 total.
29 damage?
15 and 14.
Oh, okay. All right, the 15 kills one. 14, you move to another. Do you want to do anything special with your arrow?
No. I want to make it look arcane like the other gnome. It just doesn't work.
So you put it through one of his many eyes, and he falls to the ground quivering. You see the spider-like legs upon his abdomen kind of spasm and curl in as he falls over.
And then I don't have a bonus action to hide now.
No, you don't. But you're also so far away that it would take them 2 turns to get to you.
Okay.
Let's see here. I got you was 90 feet back. So let's see here. After Belwar comes Vorg.
Who's currently on me right now for the enemies?
There are 2. One that you shot full of arrows, and one that is completely fresh.
Okay, the one that I shot full of arrows, is it just free action to swap from my bow to my daggers?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's part of your move action.
Okay, so
you can interact with an object. You can interact with an object for free. So you would drop your bow to the ground and draw your daggers.
yeah.
You would not be able to stow the bow, but that shouldn't be an issue unless you have to flee.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll take all my 2 daggers, and
okay.
So I use my bonus action as an offhand attack to make 3 dagger attacks with the one on me that I already hurt. So the 2 main hands, a 31 and a 26.
They both hit.
And that is a total of 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And the offhand is a 14 to hit.
That is going to miss, sir.
Okay. And then I'm going to action surge and do that all again.
All right. Well, you don't get to do the bonus attack.
Yeah, just the 2 main attacks, extra attacks.
Just the 2. Yep.
That's a 16 and an 18 to hit.
They both do it.
And that is another 14 piercing damage.
I want to describe what happens.
After seeing him frenzy as a little tiny creature, I decided to show him how it's done using some nice sharp metal. Just slice all of his spider legs off.
Wow.
And then I'll turn to the other guy and just kind of laugh.
All right. Well, he tends to, not have as much a problem about you mutilating his friend. He almost kind of seems, inspired by it, and he unleashes on you. He comes in at you, and he finds like 4 openings really quickly before you can, take a step back and get out of the way of his vicious claws. Take a 21 damage.
Okay.
All right, so we have all right. So the 3 that are left surrounding the dwarf, they come in at you, and at the last moment, Atho flicks the claw out of the way. Whether you're using a shield or whether you're using your weapon to be protective, but you manage to save your friend from being hit at all this round.
Haha.
And then you are up, Atho.
All right, I won't provoke an attack of opportunity if I move towards the ranger, Vorg. Will I?
If you want to step back enough to actually be able to get in close, you'd get two attacks.
All right, then I'll just turn
to the with disadvantage
and cast Vicious Mockery. And
okay.
I'll yell to him, "Why do you leave his friends over here to die?"
So the fresh one over by Vorg.
Yeah, he has to make a
charisma or wisdom.
button. Yeah, he has to make a wisdom saving throw. And it's
What's
13.
All right, he fails.
All right, he where do we go there? Takes 5 points of psychic damage and has disadvantage on his next attack.
I'm sensing a theme with your character here.
I'm just here to help.
Is that all you got?
No, I'll go ahead and give Vorg Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. All right, you are up, Rack.
All right, I want to attack the ugly one.
Oh, the spider's okay.
Well, I'm guessing that you don't have as bad a charisma as the Spoblins.
I have a charisma of 8. I'm gorgeous.
You're prettier than they are.
All right.
I have a charisma 16 and use it to convince them that he's pretty.
All right, that'll be 18 to hit.
It does.
Ooh, natural 1 on the damage. So 3, 5, 6 damage. Here we go.
6. All right, still standing.
Second attack of mine. Another 18 to hit.
That still works.
Another 1. Another 6. Lord, I need to do guys.
Well, that actually does finish him off. You want to do something different this time? You gonna lop off the dude's legs?
I just want to like take a point of it and just right through his eyeball.
Nice.
Just twist.
All right, we have 3 left, and they're all fairly untouched. Belwar, you're up.
All right, I will go for the untouched one, which I don't have.
No, I mean,
go ahead.
They are all slightly damaged. One has taken some, and the others have taken some damage from the Holy Radiance.
Oh, okay. I don't care who I hit. But I don't have advantage, correct?
Correct. Did you hide last round?
No, I cast
Oh, that's right.
the thing. So this round I'm going to move it.
Aren't you considered invisible to?
Yeah.
So you would have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because they can't see you.
Well, in that case, the first one's a natural 20. And the second one is 19.
All right. Well, the natural 20, I'm not even going to make you roll.
I was going to say natural 20 on a sneak attack.
You can roll it if you want, or I can just give you the kill. Your call.
Make him roll it.
29.
Was that
29?
29?
And the second one's 7.
Shouldn't have taken it. Or should have taken it. The crit did not bring him down.
But then 7. So 36 total damage.
What was that, Mike?
And this... Oh, no, I just moved it again. Dang, but I still can't hide.
But it doesn't matter because you're invisible to everybody.
Well, then I'm going to make faces as my free action.
All right. Last Vorg. Or next is Vorg. There's two of them standing.
Is the guy still beside me standing?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to
There's
use
one
my
next
daggers.
to you and one next to Rack.
I'm going to continue on the one that's beside me with my daggers.
That's fine.
My 2 main hand weapons, I've got a 25 and a 19.
They both easily hit.
So that's 14 piercing. And then for my offhand attack, 29 to hit for 1 piercing.
For 1. All right, so these creatures, the piddly 2 that are remaining, like they kind of slip away from the 2 they're engaged with and disappear into.
Oh.
Nope. And they disappear into cracks in the stone.
Oh, so they're that small?
Well, they found and they know their home, so they find an area that is they're able to slip through that you guys can't easily get through. Maybe the gnome, if he were right here on top of these guys.
There's 2 gnomes.
Oh, that's right. There's 2 gnomes. So Vorg, if you want to try and follow them, you're more than welcome. But you know that the elf.
I don't think I want to go off alone with my very low hit points and low AC. So I think we'll just stick with the party and find another way around.
So can I run over and just take my sun axe and just like in the hole try to hit one of them? Just shake it.
Well, you can like attack the stone, but they moved too quickly to be able to for you to catch up to him.
Borg, I thought your AC was 156.
Yeah, he's rolling really good.
That's called a
Apparently.
typo.
He's rolling the D1000.
I have a D100. I don't have a D1000. I know they make a a D10 that has like the thousands and the 10,000s column and whatnot, but it's not the same.
I didn't know how
Okay, so
it was if I was rolling against a 100.
So I want to search the bodies and see if they might have dropped a healing potion.
alas, they did not.
Can I suggest that we take like a 10-minute break and do a song of rest?
Well, you are in the middle of an open passageway off to the right, just ahead of you. You see it opens up, as well as there is a nice long corridor. And you know that two of these creatures got away. So it's very possible that whatever else lives here could be upon you in moments. Resting right here would not be the wisest of actions.
I'm sure we'd all be safe in a tiny hut.
Also, I have a hand bow or hand crossbow warning, so we can't be surprised.
Okay.
But I'm down for whatever the group wants to do. If you guys have healing potions, does anyone look especially bloody? I guess.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 54, I'm feeling about a 24 right now.
On a 1 to 122, I'm a 44.
You have over double my hit points.
At the moment, he doesn't.
On a scale of 1 to 92, I'm feeling a perfect 92.
I mean, I could use my second wind to get some health back, but I'm not sure if anyone actually has healing spells or not.
If you want to, I can cast Healing Spirit as we walk and just bounce it back and forth between the two of you for the next minute.
We're going to walk
okay with
really slow. It's going to take a full minute to get through this hallway.
That seems like the best bet.
Walk stealthily.
You could. And you guys are only several minutes of a walk into the cave. You could side. You could try to go up with your back, or you could continue forward as is and see what happens.
Well, we definitely can't leave. Everything will respawn. I've played all the games.
I think that's called metagaming. Before we do leave, though, I would like to just search for some of my fallen arrows quickly, or as we pass by where I shot them originally.
Yeah, as a 10th level game, I don't count arrows.
Okay, sweet.
I'm going to take some spider legs, maybe make some fried legs later.
Eating goblin spider legs. Got it.
That are possibly acidic.
Well, they didn't do acid damage when they hit me, so I'm all right. Logically, that's right. Dwarven logic. Let's go.
Mike's thinking too hard.
Can you see the smoke? Alright, so if I was able to cast the spell and bounce it back and forth between them over the course of a minute, one of them gets 18 and one of them gets 19.
He can have the 19. if it works.
It says I can move it as a bonus action on each of my turns up to 30 feet. So unless they want
Yeah,
to hug, and
that's
if they're hugging and in the same 5-foot square, they can both get the full healing.
He's a gnome,
yeah,
right?
that's
He's just set on my
pretty
shoulders.
spells that like there's a lot of DMs that have a lot of contention with it. I'm completely accepting of the, let's dance in a circle and everybody gets healed.
Perfect. Then you both get 37.
Sweet, I'm up to full.
I'm missing 7 hit points.
I got more than enough stuff in here to damage you guys. I'll just take those hit points back. No big deal.
I'm going to take my flaming axe and go home. All right, push
I can
forward.
make a comment on that, but I'm certain there'll be people that wouldn't like that. All right, so I'm gonna take leave and say that you guys went back with your backs to the boulder, to the collapsed tunnel, where Rack told you that it was safe here, knowing what he knows about stone work and collapse or any of that kind of stuff, and that's where you gather and did your dance of healing.
Okay.
And you're ready to set back off again. A brief minute or two is not enough for the goblins' cavalry to rampage in upon you. So you continue off without really hearing much. Again, you come back to where your fight was, where you burnt the spider web, and you see off to the right, big open cavern or the tunnel that continues straight ahead. Which way do you go?
What was to the right?
To the right, it opens up into a large, cavernous area. This is where the bulk of the webs actually were that you guys ignited.
Perception check, see if I see anything standing out over there.
Nothing immediately catches your eye if you just glance down that direction. It goes off out of all of your ranges, straight, and it's just darkness.
Still the rough stone, not carved or anything.
Correct. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's all rough. As things that just kind of picked its way clear, not actually trying to make it nice and proper dwarven structure.
Alrighty. So I'll ask everyone, hey, which way do we want to go? I think 2 or 3 of them are muted.
Yeah, everybody but you.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
Well, the more open the area, the easier it is to see things coming at us.
If you need me to go scout, you can do that. I
I mean,
have 3 levels.
take it to the open area, see if there's anything out moving around there.
I think it's two tunnels still. It's just one's a little bit opener than the other.
Well, it opens into a large cavernous room.
Oh, so it's actual room. You said couldn't see the end of it.
Yeah.
Already.
When you ask Belwar to have a glance, he's able to give you a little bit more definition as he does see further. So peeking around the corner, you do see this large cavernous room further back, kind of like when you're standing at that crux, at that turn to the right, it goes back, and there's another tunnel that way. Looking in the other corner of the room, the far corner, there's another tunnel, and it looks as if maybe, trying to viewpoint here, it does look like that there might be something else along the leftmost wall of that room. but from where you're standing, you do not see, you can't see anything, but there might be something over there.
Any movement?
No, absolutely none.
I say let's go that way. I'll lead the way.
I'll follow into.
As you move into the room, not all of the webbing burned away. You do see some, up along the walls, a little bit on the floor. You're not certain why not all of it burned, but you try to make note of it and step around it, knowing that it's got acid on it. As you kind of veer around the corner, a strange sight meets your eyes. The one alcove that you could not see off to the left from where you guys are now has layers and layers of that acidic spider web, arcane sigils in a sickly yellow green carved onto the wall. These spider webs are half the size of Belwar eggs that kind of give off a bit of glow of that sickly yellowish green color.
Glowing eggs.
What's the
Lizards
arcane?
eat eggs, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say lizards eat eggs, right?
Lizards do eat eggs.
What do the arcane symbols say?
I'll go up and I'll read them. And I was like, it ain't nothing. Gibberish.
And explore.
So I'm walking up to the arcane symbols you said they're glowing or whatnot. I'm going to read them for them.
What languages do you speak?
Dwarven and common, but I'm just going to act like I can read them. Just like, it's nothing. It's just gibberish. Nothing of importance.
Okay. They don't mean anything to you in the languages you can read.
Yeah. Being a dwarf, I know everything.
What about
Is it Undercommon or Thieves' Cant?
I don't think Thieves' Cant is something that's written down.
Can be.
what about infernal?
She should just.
It's not infernal.
How big are the eggs?
The
Half my
eggs
size.
are about 18 inches tall.
They look like they could have came out of the goblins we fought.
No, certainly not.
Are they hard shell or leathery?
More leathery.
Anyone fancy an omelet?
Why don't you stab one, see what's in?
Yes.
I'm going to
I'm
take
not gonna
out
eat it. I just want to see him make.
I'm going to take out one of my hand axes and throw it in an egg, staying about 30 feet away.
So it goes into the first one, and it cuts through without a problem. And this was apparently a absolute yoke and what have you, and it just makes a mess onto the floor. When it goes into the egg behind it, a small humanoid form falls out, and you might have expected it to be spidery, given what you've encountered so far, but it actually looks goblinoid and reptilian.
But it's dead.
Oh, it didn't hatch. It falls to the ground and doesn't move.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I want to go poke it with my foot to make sure.
Can we light a torch and burn the eggs?
I could just stand here and put arrows through all of them if you want. Or we could light the arrows and then do it that way.
I'd like to burn.
That could be fun.
I don't like snakes.
So what? So are you sitting here discussing the plans of how you're going to burn it?
I'm lighting a torch.
That's Atho that's doing that?
Yes.
As soon as I see him take out the torch, I move like 60 feet away from him. I go, not that crap again.
Yeah, I'm up there with the little lizard that fell out, just like kicking it, making sure it's dead.
Poke it with a 10-foot pole.
Don't have one of those.
Reminder, we can't be surprised if they're within 30 feet of me.
And what item is that? Is it the hand crossbow of alarm?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that. I want to quickly look it up.
It's a weapon of warning.
Sure.
I just made it.
Okay.
And we cannot be surprised unless we are sleeping naturally by any other means other than not natural.
Okay, so it says you can't be surprised. So your weapon, however it signals that something is about to happen. And I guess we'll roll initiative.
My spidey senses are tingling.
That would be apropos. And frag is a 17. All right, so you have been warned that something is amiss. What are you doing, Jason?
I'm gonna I guess I'll take a defensive action.
So taking a dodge?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. So, 3 creatures manifest up above the webbing. their lower half is a white and blue spider, and their top half is that of a goblin. Then they unload their short bows into the into the half elf.
So what you're saying is these are gliders?
Yes, they could be gliders, much smaller than the drow version.
The last ones were creepy.
So you take three arrows for 22 points of damage.
Well, that's not how we make friends.
You're talking about burning eggs. I think they. I don't think they're concerned about making friends.
They were snake eggs. That doesn't count.
The thing that came out didn't look like a spider.
It also didn't look like a snake. So, Atho, you're up.
All right, I will look at the first one and cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Okay.
Shake my torch at him and tell him I'm going to burn his corpse too.
What's your DC again?
Sorry, it's a 13. Yeah, that's a wisdom save.
Okay. All right. He passed.
You said there were how many of these?
3 that you see.
That you see. Great.
All right, that's my turn.
Mike, you're up.
Has it been less than an hour since our last combat?
No, I mean you guys, walked for maybe 10 or 15 tops. I mean,
Perfect. Then I will move Hunter's Mark to the 1. Am I far enough away that I'm invisible to him?
you had said that as soon as the thing went off that you were going to back up.
Yes.
So
I don't care. It's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
First attack's a 27 to hit. Ooh, second is only a 12.
12 misses.
I assumed so. 16, 21 damage.
Yeah, it goes right through the thing's chest and it collapses.
Never mind, there can be more of these. I like these ones better.
All right, so James.
I tell everyone else to aim for the sternum. It seems to be their weak spot.
Okay, well, seeing him take him down so easy, I'm just going to go all out and just make 2 of the more powerful attacks from the sharpshooter.
Okay.
The -5 to hit, but +10 to damage.
Okay.
And just shoot 2 arrows at one of them.
All right.
That's an 18 and a 23.
They do.
That's a total of 30 points of piercing damage.
All right, so you crush that one, and he stops moving as well.
It'll look back to the party. Yeah, we got this. Have we seen any skeletons of any of the previous adventurers that failed?
No, you have not.
There might be a
So,
lot.
Rack, you're up.
Are they on the ceiling still?
They're actually up. The one that's left is, about 30 feet away, up by the ceiling on top of the eggs.
Ooh, not a lot I can do. I can throw my other hand axe at them. So I guess I will do that. 16 to hit.
16 is gonna miss.
All right. And then my other hand axe is next to me, isn't it? Because I'm next to the eggs.
Yes.
Can I pick that up?
It kind of. Well, if you want to walk the 30 feet to go retrieve it, sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I walked up and I was kicking the lizard goblin hybrid on the ground.
Okay. All right. Well, sure. When you throw your hand axe at it, the last second it kind of phases a little bit, and it goes right through it.
Oh. All right. I'll try again. Just didn't throw it hard enough. Yeah, that one didn't hit. Natural 2.
All right. All right. So, since you so kindly came down to it, it's gonna kind of come in at you. So it comes in, and it slashes at you with its clawed hand, and after it strikes you for 7 points of damage, it just utterly disappears.
They're half-face spider, huh?
Indeed. But that doesn't stop the two of you guys that are kind of standing there with the torch from noticing that 4 more of these things kind of materialize right around you. So 2 come in at Atho and 2 come in at Vorg. So that's going to hit Vorg.
Yay.
Atho, that's the disadvantage. Doesn't matter for the first one. So Atho takes 7. Vorg takes 7.
Only 7, that's not bad.
All right, and Atho, you're up.
How many are there any of the spider creatures within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
How many?
How close is Vorg to you? Because there's 2 on Vorg and 2 on you.
Vorg was kicking it. I was lighting a fire I was by the first egg, and he was kicking the body by the other egg.
I thought Rack was kicking the egg.
Oh, then yeah, I don't know where Vorg is.
Yeah, I was shooting stuff, so I'm not. They would have came down to me, I guess, and I was probably sitting over in a corner.
Okay, so only two are within 5 feet.
All right, I'll cast Word of Radiance.
Okay, con saves.
Yeah, they have to make a con save, and that's cleric, so it's a save of 11.
All right, 1 pass, 1 fail.
The one that failed takes 3 points of damage. And then I'll go ahead and end my turn with that.
Okay. So that goes to Belwar.
All right, so I totally forgot I had sharpshooter too, so I'm gonna try that. And my first attack.
Mike? Why would you take something that's a negative to hit?
Well, just wait, because my first attack ended up being a 7 total. But my second attack's an 18.
All right. Well, the 18 hits.
With sneak attack and the plus 10, 19.
All right. So that takes off the one. I'm gonna say that you were shooting at the one around Atho.
The damaged one. That one.
Yes. Is that what you're doing?
I would assume I would go for the most damaged one. Yes. And
The only damaged one.
exactly.
Right. So then that brings us to James. Borg.
Figures with advantage, though I'd roll a 1 and a 3.
Okay, so I've got 2 that are on me, but then there's also some over near Aoth, right?
There's one on Atho. There were 2, but
Okay, I don't want to drop my bow yet, so I'm gonna use my bow and actually attack the one on Aoth. So
Okay.
shoot 2 arrows at it.
Okay.
That is a 26
That
and a
hits.
17.
That does not. It phases at the last second.
Okay, so what I'm gonna
Atho,
do?
make a dexterity save.
Oh, well, I got curving arrow as the arcane archer. So
Okay.
the one that missed, I'm gonna, yeah. So it's gonna spin around and then hit one of the ones on me,
Oh, okay. Cool.
and that's a 19.
That will hit.
Okay, so the one on Aoth takes 12, and the one on me takes 10 piercing.
Did you tell me to make a dex save, Ted?
Don't worry about it. He you had a target that it phased out of existence, so it was gonna hit it, but it moved, so the arrow was gonna hit you, but he arcane archered it back towards somebody else.
Nice.
I got you. I don't hit my party members.
All right, Jason, you're up.
So is the one that attacked me gone from in front of me, or is it just hit him back?
Yep.
So I'll run over to the one that I can see that I can actually reach. In bonus action, bring out the sun axe.
All right, so you can either go towards the 2 that are on Vorg or the one that's on Atho.
Oh, I think Borg is the squishier, so I'll head towards him.
Okay. And there's more targets, so depending upon how you look at it.
Yeah, 3 instead of 2.
2 instead of 1.
It's a joke. All right, attack whichever one looks the most wounded.
Yes.
12 to hit. Nope.
12. The hit is going to miss. It just nimbly dodges out of the way of your strike.
13 to hit, so I'm having that Will Wheaton dice.
It does the same thing.
Alrighty. And if any of them attack him, then I'll use my reaction to impose disadvantage.
Okay. You try to get, was it your shield or your weapon in the way, but it still reaches around and
I'll call it a dirty name.
It does wind up fouling the second attack. The one on Atho also has disadvantage. So that winds up missing. You take a whopping 3 damage. And those 3 creatures out of existence. And the one over the eggs comes back. And rack. For 10 points of damage with his arrow.
All right.
And Atho, you're up.
So currently the only one phased in is the one on top of the eggs, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll hit it with a ray of frost.
Okay.
Let's see if that is crap. There it is. Oh, I actually don't know how to do that. Spell range spell attack. Ah. 16 plus 7. 23. Does that hit?
23 hits.
All right. He takes 8 points of cold damage, and his movement is reduced by 10 feet. And that'll end my turn.
Mike.
Actually, before I end my turn, I'm going to go ahead and move next to the other two.
Okay. Good call.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does not.
Then I don't do anything this turn except for make a fool of myself.
You're right there with me, man.
I'm gonna shoot arrows at the wall.
For my second attack, I rolled 2 natural ones with advantage, which gives me a 4 to hit after sharpshooter.
So you know what, Mike? I think you should really heavily fall in love with the race halfling.
You know, every time I've played a halfling in one of your games, I have rolled all 2s. So it doesn't matter. Regular one, halfling one, it's all the same to my dice.
So have you considered a shrine to the dice gods and ask them what you have done to so upset them?
No,
has this ever?
My wife won't let me have one. It's against the religion to have other idols and shrines.
All right. Anyway, back to the actual game.
Yeah. Sorry for the fancy people.
Vorg, you're up.
Okay. There's a 2 on me. And so, were there any others in the room still?
No, there is at the moment. There is only one.
Only one on me. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not on you. It's over by the eggs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
These things are acting like phase spiders, so they're only there every other round.
So there is one over there right now, then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at that one with my bigger hit, like the -5 +10 thing.
Okay.
So that is a 25 and a 17.
17 misses.
Is he within 60 feet of the ones that are on me?
There is not ones on you.
Oh, no, okay. It's just one. Okay, so just the one hit then?
Yes, sir.
So that is 22 damage.
Doesn't matter that the second attack missed because the first one dropped him.
Boom.
Drop the mic.
All right. So top of the order is Rack.
There's nothing around, is there?
There are no enemies at the moment.
Well, I guess I'll take a dodge action because I'm starting to see a pattern with these things. Or actually, no, I'll hold my action to make 2 attacks because they'll come back in front of me when it gets to their turn, I think.
So as they begin to appear, you can make your swings.
All right.
There are 3 of them, and they are around the group.
Already.
Two that have some injuries on them, and one that is completely fresh.
I'll take the injured one. Natural 20.
There you go.
I changed dice. 16 points of radiant damage.
All right, so you You cleave the goblinoid section from the spider section, and
I'm just gonna
very thin bluish blood begins to pour out of this creature's wounds.
say, silly goblins. These don't go together. And then attack the other one. So it'd be a 27 to hit.
That does.
For 6 damage.
Okay, he's still standing. All right, so one attack in on Rack and one on Vorg.
I'll disadvantage the one on board with my reaction.
Thank you.
And I'll catch Rack with
I rolled them both with disadvantage. So there's a whopping 3 to Rack and 8 to Vorg. And between the rest of the actions, you guys managed to cut these last 2 down before they can phase back in or phase back out of existence. Describe who gets the kill and how it actually happens.
I know it's not me.
I would assume that I shoot 2 more arrows and they look great but still miss.
And then I follow 2 arrows right behind that just hit the targets and just let him take the credit for it.
I'll tip my hat to you, but I know I missed.
How about you,
I
Atho?
can't
How do you
see
kill
you tip
yours?
your hat. You're invisible to me.
This is true.
Persuasion checks.
I like the way you think.
So as you clean up, I imagine you continue on with your mission of destroying these eggs, and you find a handful more bodies. The goblins the goblinoid bodies that fall out. Each one seems to be slightly weirder and more twisted than the next. There's a variety of different of goblin and spider, goblin and some kind of reptile. There's one egg near the back that you almost missed that Belwar points out. And this one is actually as opposed to like fully that yellowy glow, this one actually comes out as black with only lines of that yellowy glow. And this one is a cross between some kind of reptile and spider.
Can we just say that my errant arrow accidentally hit this one?
Sure, we can absolutely go in that direction.
Hit your target. Just do it.
Yeah, I went to go grab my arrow. I was like, hey, look, I did get something.
So as you continue down the passageway, Belwar is quite perceptive. Are you traveling out in front? How are you doing this? You're the leader from behind?
Yeah, that's how I would prefer it.
I can focus on our backside.
As you scout out the front, you do start seeing some change in the terrain. It switches from all rocky to like a kind of murky water. As you continue to wend your way through this passageway, and kind of hidden down in this water, like your hackles are up, knowing what what kind of place you're in. Some warnings that there's some trickery afoot. and you navigate them around a handful of traps.
I would like to
get
admire
into
the
an air.
workmanship of the trap.
Absolutely. There's one is a pressure, some kind of strange bladder. You curiosity kind of peeks at it, and you make sure that you're all safe, and it spews forth a cloud of acid. You definitely did not want to have any of your weapons and garments in that area, let alone your flesh. It seems quite potent, only diluted by the actual water that's there. There's also these globulous, for lack of a better word, projectile or catapults that would hurl the sticky web that you guys have encountered that have been clustered, and you can only imagine that expand leaves the trap, so pinning people to walls or the floors, and you study it and you see that yellowish liquid is enraptured around these webs as well. So you do not relish the thought of being held in place and being burned at the same time. As you round the following bend, you see what you can only suspect is the target of your mission. At least half a dozen remains are strung up in webbing along the one wall, and it is clear from what little remains of their garb and possessions, partially armored skeletons or humanoids with weapons that have been dissolved in copious amounts of acid or what have you, and they're the wall to the left.
That's unfortunate. I was going to try and see if they had any cool gear on them.
As you stand there mourning your fallen companions, the water begins to stir the same moment that your crossbow kind of lets out another warning. And you thought you've seen some strange creatures, but this one takes the cake. 10-foot-long spider legs begin coming out of the water to either side of you guys. At the same time, a snout emerges from the water, not 15 feet away, and a large reptilian head, horned, with the giant horns curving forward, a scale-like frill going down its long reptilian neck, ending at this scaled carapaced body as the spider dragon emerges from the waters. Roll initiative.
What color is it?
Its color is scary.
Its color is scary.
Would I know anything, any kind of lore or story about this? Like any weaknesses or attacks it might try to do?
Pretty sure it's weak to death.
If you hit it hard enough, it will fall.
If you'd like to make an Arcana check, I might be able to give you some information. As this creature arises, it begins to speak, and the creature, though much larger than you, it is incredibly spindly and thin. The neck that comes off of this body is definitely thinner than what one would expect of a dragon, but the movements definitely show a bit of grace to it, and the voice is not, deep and growling as one would expect from such a creature. It actually comes off as I don't want to say soft and sweet, but it's definitely higher and softer than you would expect. You come into my lair, you destroy my children, and now you raise weapons against me. So, Atho, if you believe that this creature is truly draconic, and the scales would give you any kind of indication, you would say that it's got the ability to know when things are close to it. It's very perceptive of its area, and acid attacks are, as you would gather, utterly useless. If the spider-like portion of said creature is to be taken into account, then it should have the ability to walk on the walls and produce web without any kind of problem.
Do I feel like this thing can see me even though it shouldn't be able to?
You're not sure.
I don't know why. I just assume it would have true sight or blind sight or something.
It's pretty nasty.
I'm gonna speak back to it, I guess. I'll say, "Oi, you killed our comrades there in those webs, so we come for your head."
Well, my darlings, you are more than welcome to try. So if you guys want to roll initiative and throw that in the chat.
I don't want to talk about it.
Aww.
Mike.
Do you need to
I
roll
just
a
had to
hug
talk
check?
with my dice. We'll see.
This thing is a breath weapon. We're screwed. We're all getting hit.
I told them if they didn't do better, they were finding a new home in a landfill.
Phil? Well, any dice that people decide that they're going to throw away, you can mail them to me. My dice obsession will more than happy take anybody's cursed dice, and I'll add it to my collection.
I'll send them to nerdarchy.com.
If you're in Canada, I'll take them to save on shipping.
Actually,
All right, so you guys did not roll super hot for initiative.
Jimmy did all
What are you
right.
talking about?
Yeah,
Vork did pretty
well,
good, yeah.
Jimmy did good, but this creature did better.
Wow. We are
I-
so screwed.
I did say that this thing was graceful, didn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, if this is anything like first generation Pokemon, speed is everything and we're dead.
I thought that you were saying like it had a giraffe in its bloodline somewhere with a long neck.
So I need Vorg and Rack to make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
21.
All right. Well, Vorg can take half.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Ready for acid, I'm assuming.
I mean, I'll probably go down anyway, but
That sounded like a lot.
Sounded like at least 40.
It's 53 damage.
See, sounded like at least 40.
yeah, Vorg's down.
Well, you would take half, wouldn't you?
Oh, is it half of 53?
Yes. Work. Yeah, you passed your save, so you take half.
Okay. So 20.
That's 27.
That gave me a clean 80 wounds.
So I'm still slightly up.
I didn't know what I was going to do about this creature if we didn't get a fourth player. I was a little worried.
Sorry, I had technical issues.
All right, so
Ted's famous for TPKs now, isn't he?
I've done it once, dear Lord, and it was planned.
Planned? So you're telling me
That
this
makes
might
it
be
worse.
planned?
No, though, our 40K giveaway, we did we did a game, and the person who won, he's the DM for their group, and some of his players had never died. So he's like, dude, I'm totally for a TPK if that's what you want to do. And I'm like, you know what? Never actually have done this. Like the RPG great game hasn't gone well. So like players had run, but they survived. The players who ran survived. I've never killed every single player in a game up until that point. And
it's not for lack of trying.
All right, and you're still standing, so it's good.
Yeah, so how far am I from this thing?
30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to do my bonus action a second win first because I need hit points. I just got to double check how much I roll.
It's a D10 plus your fighter level.
Just one?
Just
yeah,
one.
1d10.
Okay, so 14. And I want to get as far away from this thing as I can, so I'm going to move my full 25 feet away from it.
Okay.
And then turn back and just shoot 2 arrows at it.
Okay.
And one of them, maybe 2, might be my arcane shots. Yeah, so I'll roll my hits and I'll use my arcane shots if they hit. So I got a 24 and a 19.
The 24 hits. The 19, it winds up doing that same thing that the what did you call them? The gliders when the thing phased.
Okay, and is there any other enemies nearby or just this guy for now?
Just this guy.
Okay, so I can't curve the arrow.
Oh, you could hit one of your party members if you wanted.
No, so you totally curve it.
Can't see me, sorry.
No, so he's going to take a shadow arrow. So he's going to take 7 psychic damage, and I need a wisdom save from him. And then 9 piercing damage.
Okay, he failed his save.
He failed his save?
7 and 9. He did.
That means either
so
he doesn't have legendary resistance or he chose to fail.
So he can't see farther than 5 feet until the start of my next turn, as shadows just surround him.
Okay.
And then that's it for my turn.
All right, so he's So I need you in response to make a DC 15 con save. A swarm of.
Yep, my pass was 17.
All right, swarm of creatures winds up swarming around you within 20 feet.
Are they spiders?
They're not.
Okay.
The gliders.
So these small insects and things bite and sting and get in your way. So you're going to take 5 points of piercing damage. And these things are definitely annoying to you. And anyone that wants to stay within 20 feet of this area is not going to be a happy camper.
So I should probably get out, is what you're saying.
Good thing you're in 40 feet away from us.
Indeed.
Well, that was it for my turn.
Well, it's not around him. That was at the end of your turn that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So after you were done, that happened.
Okay.
Lair action.
Lair action. So Atho, you're up.
All right, I cast Prayer Healing at 4th level for 28 points of healing to everyone within 30 feet.
Okay.
Say 28.
Yep.
Since I only moved 25 feet from the party, would I still be within that, Ted?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said anyone within 30 feet.
Yeah, I would have moved. I wouldn't have moved into the swarm, but moved closer so I could have still seen him. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast, or give him. I believe he doesn't have a bardic inspiration, or does he still have one?
I still
No,
have
it's been more than a minute.
Oh, okay.
So those things only last that long, and then it kind of goes away. Why is it once it's given to you, use it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give him my bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I will make sure to make use of it in my next attack.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. Rack, you're up.
How far away is it from me?
25, 30 feet.
My movement's 25 feet. Can I get there?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll run up and attack. Actually, I'll try to angle it away, too, so that it's not pointing at the other party if it tries to breath us again.
Okay.
First attack would be 21 to hit.
That does.
For 9 damage radiant. Second attack. Natural 3, so that misses. Then I'll use my action surge to attack 2 more times. That'd be another 21 to hit. For 9 damage. And that would be 17 to hit. Which I believe misses.
17 is going to miss.
Did you say a 17 misses?
17 did miss, yes.
I believe a 19 missed earlier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my 19 missed. I forget.
I'm going home. Oh, wait.
Yes. You're going home.
All right, and then I try to angle it to where if he's going to spray, it wouldn't be hitting everybody if he tries to hit me with it.
So its hindquarters kind of unleashes a tail from the water that you had not seen come out, and a globule of web comes at you, Rat.
Yes, sir.
Mike, you're up.
Am I webbed, or is it me to save or anything?
So am I rolling with advantage because it can't see me, or?
Yes.
Okay. I would rather not roll with advantage because I just got 2 20s.
Well, this actually wound up coming into the game last night, where I I wound up doing that as well. So I'm going to follow in Dave's footsteps, and you can actually increase your multiplier.
What's that
Rolling
mean?
double, instead of rolling double the dice, you can roll triple.
Oh,
Holy cow. Okay.
sneak attack. Wow.
Boom. Here comes the dynamite.
Now, this is incredibly ridiculous for a sneak attack. You know, probably much more dice than my 2d8 virtual weapon that wound up happening. But you know, it's
I
all
like
good.
it.
Okay,
It's really not
like
that
it 'cause this
great.
way-
It's only 69.
69. Wow, it's more damage than everybody else has done to combine. So,
All right, and then
Show off.
yeah, second one's only 17, and I know that misses. So
yeah, it actually, kind of dances out of the way.
I would imagine the first one hurt so bad that it stumbled, and my second arrow went right where it was gonna hit, and when it stumbled, it went over. Because it looked great. And I am no longer taking that stupid -5 to hit now that I know the armor class is that high.
Okay. So Rack, you are right in its face, so it doesn't have issues with seeing. So it comes in at you with a claw nation. So it hits you for 17 points of damage, missing you with one of its legs, missing you with its bite, and then as you notice that the hide and scales of the creature definitely are fitting to the black dragon that you think it's reminiscent of. You see this massive body actually has these white legs similar to the gliders, and it too shimmers and disappears from your view.
All right. I'm just gonna yell. Damn these spiders and their visibility. Because I have no idea what they're doing.
I think I'm going to use my True Strike. Yeah, so it's an action to cast.
Okay.
I'm going to cast True Strike on this turn, so I have advantage for next turn. And then I'm going to...
this is one of the few times I've actually feel that that's actually a useful spell.
Yep. Took it from a magic initiate, so it comes in handy once in a while. And I'm going to use my movement to get out of this insect plague, but still kind of keep myself at least 20 feet from our bard cleric who's doing healing.
All right, so Rack, can I get you to make a strength save?
19.
Okay, so the water at your feet winds up stirring and sloshing, and it tries to take your purchase from you and knock you to the ground, but you manage to remain on your feet. Atho, what are you doing?
Has it phased back yet?
It is not.
Can I hold my action until it does?
You can?
I'm gonna hold until it does.
Rack? Jason.
So it just tried to take my leg out, so I got a feeling it's still around me, yes?
The water tried to knock you to your feet.
Oh, the water did. Oh, I'm going to try to get out of the water then, I guess. And then I'll take the dodge action.
You would have to back, like,
out
of combat range. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just chill there and take the dodge action then.
Okay. And Belwar.
I will also hold my action until I see it, and then attack.
All right. So it
but I will
phases,
slightly move away from.
It phases into existence, looking square into the deep gnome's face.
That's what I was.
The two of you who have held your action may now do so.
Have it make an intelligence save. 13.
Okay. He passed. What happens?
What happened? Did he pass?
He passed.
Oh, crap. I was hoping he didn't. I cast Synaptic Static on him. So he takes half of 15, 21, 24, 26. He takes 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. And what do you do there, Monsieur Belwar?
So when you say he's looking right into my face, you mean from like 10 feet away, not like right in my face, right?
Like melee distance.
So disadvantage on my ranged attacks distance?
Yeah, that kind of distance. Almost like
perfect.
You can feel like the hey, I felt that arrow kind of glare. You haven't been attacked at all this session yet. I feel I'm just picking on the other guys.
That was a halfling one and a 3. So nah. I went nah.
So he comes in at you, pounding you with his, spindly little arms or legs, whatever you want to call the thing, as well as a nice, nasty bite. It's not so bad. 34 damage. You can take that.
Flesh wound.
You
my flesh.
You see the acid beginning to collect again in the creature's throat. Vorg, you're up.
All right, so now that he's in vision, I'm going to take my first attack with advantage and make it one of the super attacks.
Okay.
As a 23 to hit.
23 does.
Okay, so I'm going to turn into a bursting arrow. Or sorry, the shadow arrow again. So you got
That's a wisdom save.
12 psychic and 19 piercing. And then a wisdom save.
All right, so or is that something else?
Pardon?
Was there another effect that would happen?
If he fails the wisdom throw, then he can't see for 5 feet.
Okay, but the psychic is just static.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so he passed the save, so he can see.
Okay. And then my second attack on was just a regular attack. That's a 29 to hit.
Pretty...
For a grand total of 7 piercing damage.
Let's see here. Where is the thing? Going to surround Rack with an area of darkness, so you are unable to see.
That was around Brack, you said?
On Rack, yeah. Etho, you're up. Rick, you there?
Sorry, could you make him? Could you have him make an intelligence saving roll again against DC 13?
DC 13 intelligence.
Can I use cutting words to apply a bardic inspiration against it?
Oh yeah, what is that, a minus?
Minus a D8. Hang on.
Minus
D8. 7.
So that fails.
All right, he takes 8d6 psychic damage.
How much?
A lot.
It's not good. 21, 20. He takes 23 points of psychic damage, but he's also muddled.
What is this spell?
Synaptic Static. It's a level 5 spell, and the Xanathar's got it.
Okay. All right. So you essentially insult and scramble this thing's brain, and the thing just kind of like shudders and
it has an
slumps
effect.
to the ground.
Oh,
What?
is it dead?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Good job.
I was gonna have it messed up for 10 rounds.
Well, it's messed up for a lot longer than that now.
I can't see anything. I'm just going to yell, "What just happened?"
I tell him he got it.
So, alas, the creature that caused all of this, you have slain it, or are not able to rescue any of the adventurers that had come looking for. Let me remove a simple goblin warren.
Well, it says not goblin.
Yeah.
Yes, because they were definitely not goblins. Yeah, the first few that you saw were regular goblins that were clearly throwaways and a clear red herring. But once you actually got deep into the lair, these creatures have been, twisted and changed. You see all of these, arcane sigils around, around the eggs and around the lair where you are now. It's up to you as to whether you want to bring down the nagsmen who have fallen in their quest, return their bodies and what meager belongings. As you scout out, you manage to find some more goblins in a variety of different
Exotic flavors.
versions of transformations and what have you. You wind up getting into several more fights and whatnot, but you find goblins that have bat-like wings and black dragon scales and horns that wind up breathing a bit of acid, nothing like what the greater creature did. Some that have gotten scales and spider parts. You wind up also coming into a later area of the lair that clearly this is where the failed have been thrown. Things that have been so misshapen, missing heads, missing limbs. So not all the eggs have hatched to actually generate viable creatures, but something or someone has gone through, quite a lot of work to pervert and twist all of these insane creatures to their will. But that's it. That's the rescue from the Goblin Warren. Thank you guys for playing. You guys out there watching, I hope you enjoyed a little dungeon crawl today. And until next time,
Stay nerdy.